You might be losing respect without even noticing it, not because of major failures, but because of subtle habits, small behaviors that creep into your daily life and quietly chip away at how others see you. Respect doesn't vanish overnight. It erodes slowly, like a stone worn down by drops of water. One careless word here, one weak pattern there, and suddenly people stop trusting you, stop valuing you, stop taking you seriously. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, understood this truth deeply. They believed that our daily actions, not our big speeches, shape our character. And respect, they taught, is built on integrity, self-control, and discipline. So today, let's uncover 6 toxic habits that silently destroy respect and make people doubt you. If you recognize them in yourself, it's time to act. Because, as the Stoics would remind us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Grab your coffee. Sit with honesty. This might be uncomfortable, but it could save your reputation. Habit 1. Constant excuses. The slow death of integrity. 1 of the fastest ways to lose respect is by constantly making excuses. Think about it. Every time you fail to deliver and follow it with, "I was busy, I forgot, something came up." You might think you're saving face, but in reality you're digging a hole, because excuses don't hide your weakness. They highlight it. I once worked with someone who always had an explanation ready. Late to a meeting, traffic. Missed a deadline. The computer crashed. Failed to reply. Too many emails. At first people sympathized, but eventually they stopped trusting him. They stopped assigning him important work. His word meant nothing because he was always hiding behind reasons instead of results. The Stoics valued responsibility above all. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." In other words, don't talk about what you intend to do, do it. When you live in excuses, you teach others one lesson: you cannot be counted on. But when you take ownership, even of your failures, you command respect. Instead of "sorry, I couldn't because," say "I didn't manage this, but here's what I'll do to fix it." People don't expect perfection. They expect accountability, and accountability builds trust, while excuses destroy it. Habit 2. Seeking constant validation. Trading. Respect for approval. Another toxic habit is the endless hunger for validation. We all like recognition, but when your self-worth depends on likes, praise, or the approval of others, you become easy to control and impossible to respect. I had a colleague who couldn't make a decision without double-checking how others felt about it. Every presentation ended with, "Was that okay? Did you like it? Was it good enough?" At first, people reassured him, but slowly, they stopped seeing him as confident. They saw him as needy, and needy people don't inspire respect. They invite doubt. Seneca warned us, "He who seeks approval from everyone is a slave to everyone." When your identity is built on outside applause, you are never free. You bend, you adapt, you water yourself down, and in doing so, you lose the very thing that earns respect: conviction. The Stoic approach is different. Act with integrity and let go of the outcome. If your action is right, you don't need external validation. If your action is wrong, praise won't make it right. Self-respect comes first. And when you carry yourself with self-respect, others follow. Habit 3. Over-apologizing. When humility becomes weakness, apologies are noble when they are rare and sincere. But when sorry becomes your most used word, it doesn't show humility, it shows insecurity. I once had a friend who apologized for everything. If she spoke up in a meeting, she'd begin with, "Sorry, just a quick thought." If she asked for help, it started with, "Sorry to bother you." At first, people thought she was polite, but over time it became clear she was shrinking herself, and instead of earning respect, she lost it. People began to overlook her ideas, not because they weren't good, but because she didn't present them with strength. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." Over-apologizing is a kind of not living. It's apologizing for your very presence. There's a simple shift you can make. Replace sorry with thank you. Instead of sorry I'm late, say thank you for waiting. Instead of sorry for asking, say I appreciate your help. Gratitude elevates you. Excessive apologies diminish you. When you apologize for existing, you lose respect. When you apologize only for true mistakes, you gain it. Habit 4. Neglecting boundaries. Teaching others to disrespect. Respect isn't only about how you treat others. It's also about how you teach others to treat you, and one of the most toxic habits that quietly kills respect is failing to set boundaries. When you say yes to everything, when you let people interrupt your time, when you allow constant demands on your energy, you're sending a clear but silent message. My priorities don't matter. My limits don't matter. I once had a co-worker, let's call him Daniel, who was the yes man. Need someone to stay late? Daniel will do it. Need someone to handle extra tasks? Daniel won't refuse. At first, managers loved him, but soon they stopped respecting him. Why? Because he had no boundaries. His time was too easy to take, and therefore too easy to devalue. Epictetus said, "Decide who you must be, and then do what you must do. If you don't decide, others will decide for you." Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are fences that protect your integrity. Saying no isn't rude, it's necessary. And the irony is, people respect those who can say no far more than those who always say yes. When you neglect boundaries, you don't seem generous, you seem weak. But when you protect your space, time and values, you gain respect because you first respect yourself. Habit 5. Chronic complaining, spreading negativity. Like a virus, we've all complained. About traffic, about work, about the weather. A little venting is human. But when complaining becomes your identity, you become the person people avoid. I used to know someone who always had something negative to say. If it was sunny, it was too hot. If it rained, it ruined the day. If the boss praised him, he'd say, "They probably don't mean it." After a while, no one wanted to be around him. Not because he was cruel, but because his negativity drained everyone. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Chronic complainers live in this suffering. They rehearse grievances, magnify problems, and spread heaviness. Respect does not flow toward those who drain energy. It flows toward those who bring perspective, solutions, or at least calm acceptance. The Stoic practice here is simple. When tempted to complain, ask one question. Is this under my control? If yes, act. If no, accept. This one shift turns complaints into either solutions or silence, and both earn far more respect than constant negativity. Habit 6. Emotional reactivity. Losing control of yourself. Last toxic habit may be the most destructive of all. Emotional reactivity. When you explode in anger, sulk in envy, or lash out in frustration, you lose more than your temper. You lose your image. People may fear you for a moment, but they won't respect you. I once had a manager who was brilliant at strategy, but terrible at self-control. If numbers were down, he shouted. If someone disagreed, he mocked them. Eventually, people stopped bringing him problems, not because they trusted his strength, but because they feared his weakness. And his weakness was his lack of mastery over himself. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the essence of Stoic respect. Calm in the storm, when you pause instead of react. When you breathe instead of explode. When you respond with reason instead of rage. You show strength. Not the strength of force, but the strength of mastery. And that is the foundation of lasting respect. Final reflection. So there they are, the 6 toxic habits that quietly destroy your respect and make people doubt you. Each one may look small, but repeated, they slowly strip away your authority, your credibility, and even your self-respect. The good news? Each can be replaced. Excuses can be replaced with ownership, Validation seeking with self-trust over apologizing. With gratitude, weak boundaries with strong principles, complaints with action or acceptance. Reactivity with calm mastery, Marcus. Aurelius reminded himself daily, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The same applies here. Don't argue for your excuses, your apologies, your weaknesses. Replace them with action, and respect will follow naturally. Now I want you to reflect, which of these habits do you see in yourself? Write in the comments, I choose discipline over weakness. Let this be your commitment to begin replacing one toxic habit today, because respect isn't taken. It's built, quietly, consistently, one disciplined choice at a time.